Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. I'm here with Lance Cayko. I am Alex Gore. No nicknames today because we have a great show for you. We're going to talk about, is it an employer market again, what the Fed's doing, and how housing costs are going. And I'm sure we will get on some tangents as well. Lance, what do you have for sponsors?
Can't find the product data you're looking for? You might be using the wrong search engine. Broad searches result in consumer products, out-of-date information, and websites that hide or don't have the information you're looking for. If you need specifications, CAD or BIM, arcat.com is your search engine. Find and download the up-to-date data you need fast. arcat.com is free and requires no registration, so try Arcat today. That's ARCHE.com.
If you or your firm is looking to learn or systematize how everyone does Revit, go to RevitRocketship.com, where you will learn to model from yours truly and how to mimic construction so that your models are tighter, better, and you have more responsibility, more control over the construction and what's going on. RevitRocketship.com.
Well, one thing, so there's all kinds of mixed signals going on in the economy, and one I wanted to flag today was that affects all of us employers is the promotion recession here. So I've got an article up from LinkedIn, short, sweet, kind of like this episode. The tight labor market of 2024 poses challenges beyond landing an entry-level job. Opportunities for promotions are equally scarce, Bloomberg reports. Out of 68 million white-collar workers, just 1.3% were promoted in the first quarter, the lowest rate in 5 years. Employers now hold more leverage, reducing the need to move employees up the ladder in order to retain them. The slowdown in promotion means that workers are staying in their positions longer, preventing new graduates from starting a career. This was evident in the May jobs report, which showed a decrease in employment among workers aged 20 to 24. So the tables have finally turned. During all the money printing chaos, the sugar rush that we had, we definitely experienced this. People coming in, coming out, job hopping around, and I think we're kind of there. I'm hearing from the academic side of things too. You go ahead, Al. Where teaching, Al teaches too, right? Everybody knows this. It's around 30 to 40% of people are not getting placed right after graduation right now. So it's tough out there. If it's tough out there for people getting jobs, then it's kind of shaky in that kind of way, but it seems like as we continue the episode here, maybe we got some better news. I hear the Fed is finally listening to me.
They are not, and we don't have better news.
What? I thought we did. I thought we did.
No. So I'm going to start
the Fed's
last
they're
first.
going to give me my quarter point. Oh.
But Lance. But you are missing the forest for the trees.
Oh. Well, hey.
They were
educate me and everybody else. Please.
Yeah, they were supposed to cut interest rates multiple times this year. They've reduced it to saying that they're only going to cut to 1, maybe 2, which is the trend means that they might even not cut it at all.
Oh, man.
So it's been going
breaking my heart.
We are going to cut it multiple times to less times to more times. So if the headline is, they might cut interest rates once this year, that went from a 3x reduction in what they thought that they were going to do.
Fair out.
Anyways, before we go that way, let's stay in the housing market because I think the end of this might kind of shock you a little bit.
Okay.
The end of this
that's what I'm hoping
article.
for. I'm hoping for a little bit of shock value here, Al Gore.
So on a national level, January and February active listings were at their highest level since 2020, active listings, but inventory remained 40% lower than pre-pandemic levels, right? So this is actually, I think, one of the key indicators, right? We talk about KPIs, leading indicators, lagging indicators. So this is from Sullivan, identified land as an important area to watch in the new home market. Obviously, total community count, meaning the amount of lots available to sell in these communities, because almost, I'd say 90% of homes are community and big builders. Maybe it's close to 80%. But community count is 24.5% lower than the same month in 2019. On a metro level, such as New York, Washington, D.C., Philly, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Tampa, Baltimore, have community counts more than 40% lower than 2019. We have been burning through our communities faster than we can bring them to market, Sullivan said during the webinar. This is an issue, and one of the things pushing pricing, community count, is a challenge we do worry about because we need the supply in reasonable price communities. What do you think about this?
We've been burning through our communities faster than we can bring them to the market. This is an issue. That's one of the, so the supply is still outstripping the demand. Yeah, we just can't build fast enough.
But also, this is what it leading to me too. They do
What a mess.
mention that land prices are going up, so that they're looking farther out from the metros. But we are burning through our communities faster than we can bring them to market. This seems like a planning department screwing up all of society.
Oh yeah,
again.
it's gummed up. It's a gummed up situation. Yeah. So part of it is on the builders and the pressures from the labor market. But sure, maybe there's probably a lot of just gumminess there with these planners.
Yeah, because it'll take 2 to 3 years to get a planned community through, and for them to grade it and put the roads in, for let's just say 800 houses a year. So it takes 2 to 3 years to draw it,
Yeah.
and then 8 months.
I know, and I used to make a big argument about like letting the private sector start competing with the public. Private sector plans reviewers, planners. I don't know. We're dealing with a couple right now in a couple different counties down here, and it's actually worse.
Which is weird.
It sucks. Like there's this custom house we're doing up in the hills. It's huge budget and beautiful and all that stuff. And gosh, the stuff that Ross is dealing with comment wise. Have you been overhearing it? Like, it's crazy. We're really like, I don't know why, but it's just out of control. It's just hit or miss every time.
No, it's so funny.
There's no consistency.
Have you ever heard? I'm going to go conspiracy theory on you, okay? Because I don't know how else to explain this.
Sure.
I've never looked into this study. People have probably heard the story, right? You teach a mouse in Japan how to solve this one thing, and then all of a sudden, mouse or rats in New York now have that knowledge. Like, that's not the actual study, but have you heard that before?
Mm-hmm.
Right? For some reason, if one building department or planning department decides to be a thorn in the sides about, let's say, shear walls or whatever, it's like it goes in all of their heads all across every project. Like, nope, we need, like, because here's what I'm getting at. There's no way that planning departments in all these small cities are saying, hey, we need to get together, have a meeting, and make life miserable and sucky and bureaucratic. And here's how we systematically do that. Like, there's not a meeting like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the fact that it's happening is probably not this osmosis, through everything, but it's some sort of force. If we can go to Star Wars, it's some sort of force running through the system.
It's maybe the scalar energy. It's all off. That episode airs on Monday. It's completely wild. Like, the guy is very interesting. It has nothing to do with architecture. It has everything to do with our building. It's everything to do with this scalar energy concept. I'll tell you about it after the show.
Okay, I can't wait.
It's pretty wild. 20-minute. It's only a 20-minute interview, but he gave me. He ended up giving me. His name is Tom Palladino. That's who I interviewed yesterday, and it'll air on this Monday after this show. He's into Nikola Tesla and that kind of energy, and you can do a 15-day trial with him. You send in your picture. It'll all be in the show notes and all that and stuff after you watch it. But then if he gives hosts, which I am obviously, he gives hosts Scalar. Go to scalarlight.com. SCALAR light.com is where you'll see.
Oh,
Oh, you can do it in the
C-A-I.
term. Yeah, alarlight.com. You're close enough.
Oh, come on. If I just search for it, it'll probably come up.
Yeah, just do scalar light. Anyway, he gave me me and my family a year-long trial.
This is part of the bad energy juju. Bad gateway.
There it is right there.
I know, but look.
It didn't work today?
Nope.
Whoa. Wow, a day after I sign up, service temporarily unavailable. There you go. See, it's we're proving all this is happening. It's all Providence.
You are you
It's bad energy.
Are you going anywhere this weekend? Are you driving anywhere?
Yeah, I'll be in the hills. Yeah,
alone?
Yeah,
dude. Listen to Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard.
Okay,
because you're gonna solve life's mystery.
I'll tell you what. I'll turn it on tonight because I'm gonna get some good night's rest. So that's what I promise. You know what? I go self. Here's what I did. I woke up today and I said, self, you're gonna be in bed by 8:30 with your iPad fully charged. You're gonna fall asleep to something, so you get a really good night's rest all by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so obviously me and you know what we were taught in high school about physics, right?
Equal and opposite.
So there's no way we can judge what Terrence Howard's is saying whatsoever,
Oh,
right? There's
yeah,
no way,
I'm
like,
sure.
right? But but these crazy ideas, it's almost like getting into conspiracy theories for fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll say one thing that makes like so much sense to you, like maybe he is right. So one of the biggest problems with chips is heat dissipation, right? That's like if you've ever seen like the cooling systems, the water cooling systems, like it's a whole big deal.
Like gamers and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, just imagine you're running like you have a machine and you're going 100,000 miles per hour in one direction, and then you have to make a 90-degree turn. And imagine it doesn't like blow you up.
Yeah, sure.
How much heat does that take? Like bouncing off that wall and going 90 degrees. It's like immense amount of heat. It's like that's how we design all of our computer chips. All these things are going however fast, and we're designing them as if like nature loves squares, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything needs to be circular. And it's like, well, that's a cool idea. I have no idea why they don't.
That's why my next development / maybe Al. I mean, it'll probably be a team effort, but like that's why we got to do. That's what circle building. I'm totally convinced. I just have this like I'm totally convinced of following through with your design urges.
Okay,
like where you're just like, I have this freaking concept in my head and I have to do it, and it works for me. Like I manifest this stuff, where I'm like, yeah, I want a brick house or whatever. Like I want to do a brick house, or I want to do a curvy one, or I want to do whatever, and then I get to do it.
Okay.
What are you looking up?
Renzo Piano.
Yeah.
Right.
Heard of him.
Where's the picture from the front? Like, let's go.
Oh,
of these.
Yeah.
The museum, Royal Academy of Arts. I don't know if that's what it's called, but anyway, architectural people will know.
No,
like,
it's not. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, like a development of things in the trees. Like take your thesis, but then make it circular and cooler.
No, it's gonna be condominiums for Gen Z communists. They're all the same.
But circular?
Yes.
But
that's the idea.
Okay.
That's the idea. Okay, here. Imagine a circular floor plan, everyone.
Okay.
In the middle is your structural core, your mechanical stuff.
Sure.
You just go, the middle is this. Okay?
Yep.
And then you do you perfectly subdivide, in a pie shape sort of thing, right? And they're just one bedroom efficiencies. And the whole concept is like we're done with meritocracy and hierarchy. Cool, you're all the same. You're all the same.
You're all the same.
All the same. Rent's the same. Nobody's different. You're all the same in the communiniums, and I keep it. And I'm like that.
Communiniums.
Communiniums. That's my concept, and it's a circular building. Okay, that's the next development. That's just. Anyway, follow your dreams, kids.
So going back to this article, why I brought it up was that through their Zonda economic projections for 2024, basically they say there's a 75% chance the Fed Reserve cuts short-term rates.
When is this article? Keep going. Yeah, sorry.
This is before this meeting.
Oh, okay.
So twice. So now it's probably, and I'll go to the charts.
Gosh, you're probably right. They're not going to do it. You're really hurting my feelings today.
Well, there's a caveat.
Okay.
So the cuts are unlikely to occur before the summer months, right? So in the fall. It talks about interest rates. However, given potential cracks, quote unquote, in the economy, they forecast a recession is more likely to occur in 2024.
I know.
Wolf says there's a 60% chance there will be a recession in this calendar year. So I don't think that they're going to cut rates unless there's indications of a recession. So they're not going to cut rates, my prediction this year, unless there's an indication, a recession, which they say is a 60% chance, which I don't think I think like we were saying last week and the week before, oh, they thread the needle. I go, yeah, but they're probably going to have to hold it until something cracks because that's the only way to kind of get a message across. And then there'll be too much pressure that they can't keep holding it, that they'll have to drop it, right?
Sure.
So here's what came out the other day. This is their dot plot. So we have 2024, and these are members of the Fed, and basically where we're at is this 5.5%, and they say in this year, right, either no cuts, 4 people say no cuts, 7 people say 1 cut, 8 people say 2 cuts. And then in the next year, somehow they jump from here all the way down to there. That's going to go. And so in 2025, basically the Fed's rate would be at 4.25 if you take the middle group. At 2026, the rate would be at, what is that, 3.25, something like that.
We just need one. My God, I give me an eighth then. Fine. If there's the potential to have a quarter cut, just completely quarter point, completely not on the radar. Fine, give me an eighth. Give me an eighth. That's all I need, Janet. People,
Jerome Powell.
Jerome Powell, both of you, listening, because I know you're avid listeners.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. The psychology is the problem. It really is a psychological thing. It's not, the math barely matters. We just need a signal.
So here's the other reason why they might cut it, and people might think that it's crazy, but I think it's a valid reason, and the valid reason is for your peer groups to pressure you in DC and say there's a scary orange man coming. It would help our chances if we cut it a couple months before the election.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, inflation fever breaking. Price hikes, everyday expenses finally ease up. So here we go. Where inflation is and where it is not. Top of it, the biggest inflation is auto insurance.
What?
Yep.
Why?
Because 22.6%, which is absolutely astronomical.
I also heard that I walked into the liquor store the other day after work to get a bottle of wine, and I saw that like they always have the news on, and I never watch the news. They say like traditional news, and they were saying that housing insurance has also, like, house insurances went up 20%.
Ooh, that's
insurance.
Well, it might be in here. Let's go down. Rent up 5.4, housing 4.5, restaurants and meals 4.1. The only thing about restaurant meals is like you could just not do that.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's real. Home insurance rates around the nation jumped an average of 11.3% in 2023, with owners in Arizona, Texas, and Utah seeing spikes of more than 20%. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they blamed it on climate change, seriously, on CNN. It was so, it was so hilarious.
Probably. Personal care up 3.7. The big thing about these, though, is like rent and housing, right? I think they should almost count one or another. I don't know how they like finally calculate it because you're not
12.
rent.
So this is a 12 over 12, meaning like they're comparing it to last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But paying 5% more on $2,000 is a lot more than paying 4% more on meals, right? Yeah. But what's crazy is that like there's only about 6 things, and one of it is earnings inflation, which like I don't know how you like. Are you double counting that again? Probably not. You're probably smarter than that. But let's not give Here's something people should know as they grow up and which they learn when like the world reveals themselves as like, oh, people aren't doing things as smart as you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not working out that way, which is, crazy. But overall inflation at 3.4%. And then under that, you have household energy at 3%, medical care at 2.5%, education at 2.5%, which is great, alcohol at 2%, recreation at 1.5%. Anyways, there are things that are going down: hotel rooms, electronics, new vehicles, pet products, schools and book supplies. Furniture is down negative 3.8%. Appliances is down negative 5.6%. Airfare is down. Used vehicles is down. Toys are down. Rental cars. So yeah, a lot of things where you have a lot of competition are down. And that is a good thing. And that's where we're at, Lance.
Interesting. It's good. I mean, it's a mixed signal. That's like the theme. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't stop. I don't know. I think for me, and I hope you too, Al. I think it's just like, well, you don't want to. We're not trying to race to the bottom with fees, but I do think we have no choice but to go a race to a volume-based business again for a while. Like I just had, for the first time in months, a big RFP come through for multifamily. I haven't had anything like that. Actually, it was since last November. So, yeah, it's just like, and then I was telling, who else was I telling?
But I think that's a good strategy, is more volume, because then you cannot race to the bottom in prices.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So like the little projects are coming through all day long. Little, remodels, additions. On the residential side, just embrace it, lean in. A lot of TIs, ton of TIs. The most we've ever done, ever, in a calendar year so far. It's kind of insane, actually, how many I've been. I just signed another one last week. I didn't even tell you about it. Oh, and I need to follow up about the other one in Greeley. And then a ton of ADUs. Again, the ADUs. I just signed one yesterday. So.
Okay, I want to give my prediction here. I want to be on the record.
On the record.
Because then I can be
Al on the record.
right or wrong. Either way. The Fed, if they're going to cut this year, it will be September.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
Okay. I don't. Why? Because September, October, November. Yeah, sure. September feels about right. Because they gotta withhold doing anything in October because there's always an election October surprise. It is what it is. Yeah. So yeah. I just want again. Just
give me an eighth, even a baby cut.
Give me a 16th.
Do it. Be unprecedented. Little baby cut.
Yeah.
Little baby.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys this week. If you like this episode, you're watching on YouTube, leave us a positive comment, like, subscribe, and if you're listening on the iTunes, 5-star reviews are always appreciated. Pay attention to your scalar energy. See ya.